These boho crystal dangles are actually my own project, and they were from my first issue as editor. They were in issue 25 of Bead, and they were a first fashion project. So they're really quick and easy to make, and they make a really stylish, quite on-trend pair of earrings. So what you're going to need are 2 crystal rivolis, 12mm, one of these 1 to 3 connectors from Tierra Cast, sorry, 2 of those because you're making a pair, 2 of each, and then you're going to need 20 4mm crystal bicones. You're going to need 8 eye pins, 6 head pins, and 2 fish hooks. You're also going to need some chain nose pliers, some round nose pliers, and some cutters. So to start off with, you're going to need to glue the rivoli in. I'm using a jewellery glue. You could also use a 2-part epoxy resin. You need to be really careful to do this very carefully without getting any glue on the crystal, and also make sure you do it in a well ventilated area. You just need a very small amount of glue because you don't want it to all squish up the sides and then cover the crystal, which is very easy to do. So you want enough that it's going to stick, but not enough that it's going to go everywhere. And you're going to leave that to dry. Next, we're going to make the links for the bottom. So for each pair of earrings, you're going to pick up a head pin and thread 1 crystal on. And you're going to make a loop just above that using your round nose pliers. So you're going to grip with your round nose pliers, hold the bead and the head pin, take the pliers away from you 45 degrees, bring the wire over the top and towards you, take your pliers to the top and take the wire underneath. To complete your loop, you're just going to snip that off just inside the loop, and you're going to make 2 of those. If your loop's ever so slightly wonky, you can always just trim it or fold it down with chain nose pliers. That one's gone a bit skew-if, which does happen. So that's your 2 of those. Then you need to make one which has got 2 crystals on it. We're using a head pin. Again, making a loop just above it. I like this project because it's very different to my usual style, and I was really kind of pleased that I'd stepped out of my comfort zone, and I feel that it turned out quite well. And I had a really good response from readers from this, so it's become one of my favourite projects. Next, we're going to make 3 links for the top, and they're going to be using eye pins. So for the first one, you're going to thread 2 crystals onto an eye pin, making a loop at the top of these again. Make sure both the loops are facing the same way. And you're going to make 2 of those. And finally, you're going to make a single one on an eye pin. And trim. And to finish, you're going to need to make 1 more, and that's just for the top of the earring. Just here. So that's for the top. Now we need to join it all together. I'm going to use chain nose pliers to join these links. So there's those. And I'm going to put the single link to that. So you're joining singles to doubles all the time on this, just to create that nice sort of effect on the bottom. And now carefully with this one, because obviously you will have left it to dry, but I haven't, so I'm going to have to be very careful with this. You're going to open the one with the 2 links at the bottom. You do have to open these little eye pins quite wide to get them through the thick loops of the connector. There we go, there's one. Two. You can see it coming together, and you can see just how quick and easy this project is. It's fantastic. Oh, can't quite get this one in. There we go. Using your chain nose pliers just to close those down. And finally the one for the top. And finally, just to finish, you're going to attach your fish hook by opening that and attaching that to the top. Now for this top one, something you need to make sure of is that the bottom loop sits that way. This one needs to sit the other way so that your earring hangs the right way. So what you need to do is take 2 pairs of pliers and just twist it so that one loop sits and the other sits the other way. I'm just going to quickly rearrange my fish hook so that it faces the right way. And voila. One fabulous boho pair of earrings.